Hello, you wonderful people. It's Andrea Caprio here. Nice to have you around here today with my weekly little intervention here of giving you lots of health and wellness tips. I usually try and pick up things which happened in the week, might be a question I had from a client or here on this group or so, and I'm sharing a couple of tips around that with you. Before I start with that, just quickly some news. We're still very busy with preparing our coffee shop. A little delays there, but we're hoping to open quite soon. So still a few weeks to go. It's very exciting. We also sent you this week an email asking you to confirm your subscription for those living in Europe. As you might know, there's the GDPR regulations which come into place on the 25th of May. If you got that email, most likely you are in Europe and or have been tagged by us in our email system as such. Please do confirm that email and submit it and everything. You need to tick the boxes because otherwise you get off our list. It's the regulations to protect your data, and we're really playing by the rule because of course we want to protect you as a consumer. But if you get that email, and check also your spam folder, please, 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 if you want to keep getting really good health information, submit it and tick the boxes and all that, so we have you in your have you in our system. I am also looking into developing a couple of new things. So I want to develop some group coaching. I see a lot of clients, they perhaps don't want to go into one-on-one coaching. Either they might not be able to afford it, or they also like more the dynamics of a group. So if you're interested in group coaching, just drop me a line either here in the comments, or you can also, of course, send me a private message and just let me know if you're interested. I'm trying to put something together for the next couple of weeks. So, and of course, continuing further, I want to do these kind of videos every week. So it could be sometimes a Q&A session, so you can ask me questions and I coach you online directly here. So mainly that means you would get my time for free, and that's quite something, I think. So if you have specific questions, drop me a line either here in the comments, or you can send me a private message, an email, or whatever you want. You know how to get hold of me with your issues, and I can have a Q&A session here, or also I can do like a video like this where I give you my top tips. And also I would love to know when is a good moment for you to watch those videos. So if you can perhaps in the comments say what time is good or which day is good. At the moment I do them a little bit quite honestly when I can. I'm quite busy, but I would like to make it a regular thing and make it every week at the same time. So let me know when you're available, what time and what and which day. Give me the time zone as well, because we are all in different time zones. But now, without further ado, I want to share with you today about cravings. Everything about cravings, what helps you. I want to give you tips, which foods to eat specifically that help with cravings, with which supplements might help as well, and which lifestyle, and also little tips to help you with emotional eating in general, because very often it's just something related to stress or emotional changes, mood changes or so. So I give you some quick tips, but just remember, very often it's also important to find out the root cause and go a little bit deeper. That's usually what I work with clients with, is go deeper and what has happened in the past, why they're hungry, why have they the emotional eating, and that's often deeper lying causes. But I want to know from you now, tell me about your cravings actually. What are your cravings and when is it the most difficult time for you? So type in the comments, what kind of cravings you have and what usually triggers those cravings. So that could be, for example, I don't know, each time you are in front of the TV, or when you're really stressed at work, or whatever it is. So share that with us. I would love to know what triggers that you, put your hand in the cookie jar or eat the ice cream or whatever your thing is. So I want to share with you the top tips. So one of them is definitely very often when we have cravings, first of all, it's important to find out, are you really hungry or is it just an emotional craving? So, it's definitely evaluate, see a little bit, journal on it. But often it helps when you take a very good multivitamin, because sometimes cravings are just that we have nutrient deficiencies and then we have the cravings. So I'm having a good and really buy the best multivitamin you can possibly afford. Good multivitamin, which covers, all the vitamins and the minerals. That helps in general already with cravings. Pay special attention to vitamin B. Might be additional a good idea to take a vitamin B complex. Vitamin D is also very often deficient. You might want to check with your doctor if you're vitamin D deficient, as well as magnesium. I see very often. More recently, folate, which is one of the more vitamin Bs, is also a lot of people are deficient. So you want to check, because often it might be just that you're nutrient deficient. Another very good supplement is probiotic. You can, of course, eat probiotics in form of fermented foods, which I definitely recommend. But additionally, I personally take a probiotic every day. It supports your gut. Your gut, a healthy gut is very important for a whole lot of issues. Inflammation, cravings is one. If you have too much of the bad bacteria, they crave actually sugar and things like that because they feed on that. And that might help, probiotic might help actually to reduce the bad bacteria and increase the good bacteria. And then another one is L-glutamine, which is also something which helps very often with cravings. So that is on the supplements. Now, just a word of warning, I'm not a doctor, I don't know you. So whatever supplements you take, you should always double check with your healthcare provider if that's good. I don't know what other medication you take, if there are any interaction. So please always check with them to make sure you do the right thing and it helps your health and does not do you any harm. Another thing what is quite good is apple cider vinegar, actually, and it's very easy. Just take always the pure one, the raw one, which usually is a bit cloudy, but that helps you with your digestive juices, with your colon health and all that, and that helps with cravings. Then a couple of very nice herbs that help with cravings is one is cayenne pepper. Another one is turmeric, which helps with inflammation as well, and cinnamon is also often recommended. Green tea extract, or just drink green tea, would be another one which is really good, also very good antioxidant. And then, believe it or not, caffeine. Now, I know when I hear you, I often, when people do detoxes with me, they say, oh, but, you say I should not drink coffee or any caffeinated products. So during a detox, no, but in general, it helps with weight loss. But don't overdo it, please, because that otherwise has more harm than good. Also, very often, just ask yourself, you might be thirsty. So perhaps instead of, having the cravings for the food, actually you're dehydrated. So drink enough water. And another good way is using essential oils, especially grapefruit, cinnamon, and ginger are quite good essential oils that help with cravings. So I want to know, with these tips I gave you, what will you try? So a good idea there is always, to commit to one thing and implement that over 1 week every day. So you can have an alarm or something in your system, so you remember, to take it or to eat it or to whatever it is, and implement during 1 week one habit, and then the next week another one, and then of course continue with the first one and so on. So you can slowly implement more and see what helps, because then you can also find out, oh, the multivitamin helps or the probiotic helps. So, the effect is not always immediately. Just keep that in mind. Now, I really would love to know what you're going to try. But I want to continue a little bit and also share with you, very often it's actually, cravings are due to emotional eating or stress eating. And that can actually be helped with in helping to balance your hormones, especially the hunger and the satiety hormones are affected there. And very often things like the serotonin and dopamine and, other neurotransmitters and hormones, they all play a role together. And when they are not in sync, that's when usually, our mood goes down, or we are like upside down, or our blood sugar is not balanced. and we're a bit more stressed and emotionally down. And that's where when we eat certain types of foods, actually it helps to balance our mood, to increase our serotonin levels, and that helps with cravings, of course, in it, so we don't get them, or not so much. So good mood foods are a couple of very easy foods you can include in your diet, and especially see a little bit what works. Again, you can journal on it and see, especially have those foods perhaps handy before you usually get cravings. Let's say you get every day at 4 o'clock your cravings, or you get the cravings in the evening after dinners, whatever it is. So observe it a little bit, and then eat perhaps the good mood foods I'm going to give you before, and see if that changes anything. So learn to listen to your body. Really, really important thing. So let me share those foods. So turkey is really good for your serotonin level. Fatty fish has a lot of omega-3, and that helps with inflammation and helps to also with your gut health, and that in it also helps with your good mood. Walnuts is really, really great for good mood food. Berries have antioxidants and very good for healthy aging as well, and supports your general healthy being. Avocado has also a lot of healthy fats, and definitely one of my top favorite foods of all. Really, really good to get healthy fats in you. Mushrooms also, by the way, are great for your gut, and in that help with food. And did you know, by the way, serotonin is produced mostly in your gut, actually, not up here, but it's 70% of serotonin is produced in your gut. So you definitely want to look after your gut. Remember, also tomatoes are quite good. They have really a lot of folic acid. Seeds, all kind of seeds, a really great good mood food. Complex carbs as well. However, weight is your issue. Don't overdo it on them. And now you're gonna love this. Dark chocolate is an absolute good mood food. Now, don't go for the whole bar, go for little pieces here and there, and make it always sure it's with a healthy sugar, ideally perhaps sweetened with stevia, and there's at least 75% of raw cacao in it, ideally organic. So that's good news. You can eat chocolate for your mood, and that helps with cravings. So what are your cravings? Share with me in the comments. I really would love to know what your cravings are. And also the last little tip I want to give you is use alternatives. Very often, and it has been scientifically proven, that the cravings last for 90 seconds only. 90 seconds, that's 1 minute and a half. So when you have a craving, can get busy for 1 minute and a half. Make it perhaps 2 or 3 minutes to be safe. But when you spend the time with something else and get your mind off that craving, then very often you forget and you just go on with your day. And that definitely helps to implement, and also perhaps do that rather in advance, so anticipate the craving. Definitely, I mean, one is for me, I always have some healthy nuts with me when I go out, or I have, something healthy ready in my fridge to go in case. But it's really important to also find out about alternatives that you can do. So when you have that craving, for example, what you can do is call a friend, and just, talk about the day, or perhaps you have the special craving buddy, and you can ask some friend to talk you out of the craving, not talk out, but, give you the emotional support, make you laugh or something, put your mind off that craving. Another idea would be to run a hot bath, and put some nice candles on, or just go out for a walk. Being in the nature already lifts your spiritual need for environmental spiritual healing, and that is really a good thing, to take your mind off. Dance or listen to music, go to the gym. I mean, there's so many things, but just get yourself busy, journal about it. You can do a meditation, you can do some yoga exercises or breathing exercises. So there are a lot of things, and ideally, have a little list. You can call it your anti-craving list or something like that. Come up with something funny, have it, and you can go, to that list whenever you have cravings. So these are tips from me, helping you, hopefully. So perhaps you have some more tips. What helped you in the past with the cravings. So write them down in the comments, please. Let us know, share. It's so helpful. I'm talking a lot here, but you have all the wisdom. It's just sometimes you don't use it. And that has been for me as well. So I hope this was helpful. Please share also, or rather put in the comments, what would you like to hear about in the future videos I'm doing, and when is a good moment for you to do those. Just share it so I can try and tune in a little bit for you and see what it is. It's Andrea Caprio, your host here. I hope that was helpful, and would love to hear back some comments if you liked it, if you like that format or so. It's really, really good to know from you. Thank you so much and have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.